pregnant sister tries to steal my wedding venue. Doesn't know I set a password. My name is Maya. For the last 8 years of my life, I've had exactly 2 goals: get my PhD in astrophysics and marry the love of my life. Leo, the PhD, was a grueling, sleepless marathon. Leo was my rock through all of it. The failed simulations, the all-nighters, the crushing self-doubt. Our wedding wasn't just a party, it was the finish line. It was the celebration of everything we had worked for. We found the perfect venue, the Crestlight Observatory. It's this stunning historic building on a hill overlooking the city. It's intimate, it's unique, and it's popular. Insanely popular. 3 years ago, just as I was starting my dissertation, we found out the waitlist was 4 years long. But by some miracle, they'd had a cancellation. The only date they had was September 14th of this year, just 2 months after my scheduled graduation. It felt like destiny. We scraped together the deposit and booked it on the spot. For 3 years, that date has been our light at the end of the tunnel. My younger sister, Jessica, got engaged to her fiancé, Mark, about 6 months ago. Mark is a genuinely great guy, and we were thrilled for them. They were planning a simple, lovely spring wedding for next year. No rush, no stress. At least that's what I thought. It all blew up last Sunday. My parents invited us over for a family BBQ. The whole crew was there. Me, Leo, Jess, Mark, my parents, and my nan. It was all very normal. Right up until dessert, after the cake, Jess stood up, beaming and holding Mark's hand. "We have an announcement," she said, her voice trembling with excitement. "I'm pregnant." The yard just erupted. There were cheers, hugs, happy tears. Leo and I were genuinely happy for them. It was wonderful news. My nan, ever the practical one, was the first to ask. "Oh, congratulations, dear. That's wonderful. Does this mean you'll be postponing the spring wedding until after the baby arrives?" "Actually," Jess said, and her smile turned just a little calculated. "We want to move it up, way up, to September." I remember feeling a small cold pit in my stomach, but I brushed it off. Our town is small, but people can manage 2 weddings in 1 month. Then Jess turned to me. Her voice went syrupy sweet. "And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Maya. I was really hoping... Well, since I can't be stressed right now, could we just take your venue? The observatory?" The air went out of the yard. It was dead silent. I could hear a fork scrape a plate. She let out a high-pitched, nervous laugh. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to be so overwhelmed with the baby and maternity classes, I can't possibly plan a whole wedding from scratch. It would mean so much to me. "It's the least you could do." Everyone was staring at me. That horrible, expectant stare that I've known my whole life. The Maya will be the mature one stare. The just give Jessica what she wants stare. Mark, her fiancé, looked mortified. He was bright red. "Jess," he whispered, grabbing her arm. "We talked about this." "You can't put her on the spot." "That's not what we agreed on." "Oh, don't be silly," Jess said, waving him off. "Maya won't mind. She loves me. She wants what's best for me. It's no big deal, right, Maya?" I finally found my voice. It came out as a squeak. It kind of is, Jess. We've been planning this for 3 years. We've paid for it. My heart is set on it. Cue the waterworks. It wasn't just a few tears. It was a full-on heaving, gasping performance. "I can't believe you'd be this selfish," she wailed. "You're ruining my pregnancy." She tore herself away from Mark and stormed into the house, and just like that, I was the villain. "Maya, honestly," my nan said, her voice sharp with disappointment. "She's pregnant. She needs this more than you do. You're being incredibly selfish." My mother chimed in. "You've waited 3 years. What's another few months? Or another year? When has your sister ever asked you for anything this big?" I wanted to scream. "When hasn't she?" I wanted to say. What about the birthdays I had to share because she threw a tantrum? What about the car I saved for that she borrowed and crashed? What about my high school graduation party that she ruined by announcing her college acceptance that I'd helped her apply for during my speech? My dad tried his usual peacemaker route. "Honey, it's just a building. What really matters is the person you're marrying, right? Family is what's important." "He's right," my mother added. "And right now, your sister needs this." Before I could even respond, Leo stood up. His chair scraped the patio. His voice was cold, flat, and full of a danger I'd rarely heard. "What matters," he said, looking right at my father, "is that we have planned and paid for our wedding. We are not gifting it to anyone because of a tantrum. And we are certainly not going to be emotionally blackmailed for it. We're leaving." He took my hand, and we walked right through the stunned silence, got in our car, and left. My phone started blowing up before we even hit the end of their street. The next 24 hours were a special kind of hell. My sister, of course. "It's not fair. You always get what you want. You're ruining this for me and my baby. My dad, I hope you're happy. Your sister hasn't stopped crying. Just give her the venue, Maya. It's the right thing to do for the family. But my mom took it to a whole new level. She found my future mother-in-law's number and called her. She told Leo's mom that I was being difficult and spoiled, and that it would be best for everyone if Leo's family could talk some sense into me. And then she played her trump card. She told my future mother-in-law that high-risk pregnancies and preeclampsia run in our family, a complete lie, and that my selfishness was putting my sister and her baby at risk. She tried to use a health scare blackmail tactic. My future father-in-law, a very calm, quiet man, apparently got on the extension. He listened to my mother's whole speech, and when she was finished, he simply told her to fick off. He told her that her expectation was grotesque, and that her behavior was monstrous. He finished by saying that if they kept playing favorites, they weren't just going to lose a wedding venue, they were going to lose their daughter, because he and his wife would make damn sure she had a family that actually deserved her. So now my mom was blowing up my phone too, crying that Leo's dad was an asshole, and she couldn't believe I let him talk to her that way. The one good call I got was from Mark. He was mortified. He apologized over and over, said he never agreed to Jess asking, and that he was furious with her. He also warned me that Jess was now blaming me for ruining her relationship with him. Leo and I sat down that night, surrounded by his parents, who had shown up with wine and Chinese food. My future mother-in-law held my hands and said, "You are our daughter, and we will not let them bully you. This wedding will happen, and it will be beautiful, even if we have to host it in our own backyard." We made some decisions. First, Jessica was out of the bridal party. Second, my parents were on thin ice, teetering on being uninvited. My aunt, my dad's sister, who had heard the story and was appalled, was promoted to maid of honor. My older brother, Ryan, who lives across the country and wasn't at the BBQ, called me. "Mom told me this insane story," he said, "about how you offered Jess the venue and then took it back to humiliate her at the BBQ. I told him the truth." He wasn't surprised. "Mom and Dad have always let her get away with murder," he sighed. "I'm changing my flight. I'm coming in a week early for the wedding. And if Dad doesn't get his head on straight, I will be the one walking you down the aisle." The story, as these things do, ended up on the internet. And my sister found it. She lost her mind. She sent me a barrage of texts. I was a liar. I painted her like a monster. I misinterpreted facts. And internet strangers don't matter. Family does. I was so tired. I had my dissertation defense in a week. I had a wedding to plan. I was done. I sent one and only one text back. "I'm sorry you feel that way, Jess, but I didn't lie. I'm done being your doormat. I'm done sharing my birthdays. I'm done fixing your mistakes. And I'm done having my accomplishments be your backdrop. I have spent 3 years and thousands of dollars planning my wedding. I am not gifting it to you. If you want to ruin our relationship over this, fine. I'll sleep soundly." Her only reply was, "Wow, you must really hate me." Then she blocked me. A week went by. We went into full lockdown mode. Leo and I called every single one of our vendors. The florist, the photographer, the DJ, and especially the observatory. We set a password for all accounts. The password was graduation ruiner. We also had to cancel the catering contract my parents had paid for as their gift. My in-laws and my brother immediately chipped in, and we hired an even better caterer. Then this morning, I get an unblocked text from Jessica. It's a screenshot of a text message. It reads, "Wedding planner. Hello, dear. I got the message from your mother and will proceed with the rebooking of the venue on the spot. However, this will have extra costs as we have to change the names on the contract. Please come by my office tomorrow at 9 a.m. so we can sign the new contract." Sister, that's great. I'll be there. My heart stopped. I couldn't breathe. They had gone behind our backs. I looked at the planner's name. Sarah, Dream Weddings. My stomach turned to ice. Our on-site coordinator at the observatory, the one we had the contract with, was a woman named Maria. Leo looked at me. Wait, did they hire a fake planner to scam us? No, it was worse. I looked up Sarah, Dream Weddings. She's a real, legitimate event planner in our town. My mother and sister hadn't contacted our coordinator. They had hired a new one, fed her a stack of lies, and were trying to use her as a professional battering ram to steal the venue for them. I called Maria at the observatory, my hand shaking. "Maria, it's Maya. We have a problem." "A big one." I explained everything. I told her about my sister, my mom, the pregnancy, and the text message from the new planner. Maria was silent for a moment. Then she said, "Oh, I've been waiting for this call. Sarah did call me yesterday, saying she was the new coordinator for the 9/14 wedding and needed to update the contract on behalf of the family." I told her that was highly irregular and that all contract changes had to be made in person. by the contract holders. She got very pushy and said the family had a special situation and would be in to handle it. She booked an appointment for 9 a.m. today. I looked at the clock. It was 8:46 a.m. Maya, Maria said, her voice now full of ice. How quickly can you and Leo get here? We broke several traffic laws. We ran into the observatory's administrative office at 8:59 a.m., Leo's tie flying. Maria, a sharp woman in a blazer, saw us and didn't even blink. She just pointed. Side office. Now. Leave the door cracked. We slipped into the small, dark office, our hearts pounding. At 9:01 a.m., we heard the front door chime. We heard my sister's voice, bubbly and sickeningly triumphant. Hi, I'm Jessica, and this is my mother, Karen. We're here to see Maria. We're the 9/14 wedding. We're here to sign the new contract. I could hear the smile in Maria's voice. Of course. Please have a seat. You're here to take over the September 14th booking for your wedding? Yes, my mother said, all business. Our other daughter, Maya, decided to, graciously, give it to her sister. She's so stressed, you know. The pregnancy. We're just here to sign the papers and pay the transfer fee. I see, Maria said, her voice dangerously pleasant. And you're here to sign the new contract in your name? We are, Jess said, practically giddy. It's all set. Sarah, our planner, sent us the message. She said it was all cleared, we just had to sign. Wonderful, Maria said, and I could hear her lean back in her chair. I just have one final question before we proceed. We have a password on this account for security. Could you please provide it? Dead. Silence. A password? My mother stammered. Sarah didn't mention a password. What do you mean a password? Yes, Maria said. The contract holders, Maya and Leo, said it last week. We cannot make any changes, not even a name change without it. So, what's the password? This is ridiculous. My sister's voice was rising, getting that familiar shrill edge. We are the family. I'm the sister, just change it. My sister Maya, she told me to come. She forgot to give me the password. Oh, that's strange, Maria said. She didn't seem to forget it when I spoke to her this morning. You spoke to her? My mother whispered. We did, Leo said, pushing the office door open. I will treasure the look on my sister's and mother's faces for the rest of my life. Their jaws didn't just drop. They unhinged. They went from smug, triumphant, and superior to the color of ash in 1 second flat. Maya? Jess squeaked, her voice a tiny, strangled sound. Leo, what are you doing here? I just looked at my mother. You tried to steal my wedding. You hired a planner and you came down here to try and steal my wedding. My mother started sputtering. No, it was a misunderstanding. We thought, Sarah told us, you thought you could lie to a planner, forge a contract, and steal our deposit? Leo shot back. Maria stood up, all business. Ma'am, I'm afraid I have to ask you to leave. This booking is secure. No changes will be made. And if you or your actual planner, Sarah, attempt to contact our office again, we will consider it harassment, and I will be contacting our legal team. My sister just stared at me, her face crumbling, the tears, real ones, this time starting to well up. You let this happen. You set me up. You wanted to humiliate me. I just shook my head. I was so tired. But I was also finally free. No, Jess, I said, my voice finally steady. I just wanted to get married. You did all of this to yourself. My mom, knowing she was beaten, grabbed her arm and practically dragged her out of the building. My brother, Ryan, is definitely walking me down the aisle. My parents and sister are 100% uninvited. My wedding is in 2 months, and for the first time in my life, I'll be celebrating something I've earned, without a tantrum in the background. And that, I've learned, is the best wedding gift I could ever ask for.